Want anything else before we get started, baby? You want to fuck Tory Lanez?
No, I should have never mentioned her child at all. That was wrong.
But some people would say that it was more monetarily beneficial for your YouTube channel and your station head channel to go against Cardi B.
Let's talk about the non-monetized YouTube page.
Like, is there a space for you to be like, I'm Team Cardi and Team Nicki?
They have to be.
That's not the question. And I will say on the record, I would rather my sister date a nigga like Offset than date a Kenneth Petty.
Bitch,
if you could say anything to Cardi B right now, look at that camera, what would you say to Cardi B?
What's the difference? If you and me, jail, you got the personality I got the personality I got. Do you feel like, oh, she wouldn't like a person like me, or do you not like what I'm saying? If I was singing your praises,
I feel like she would like what you're saying because I feel like she would like what you're saying because you chose to marry.
So there are people that feel like you got upset because Nicki unfollowed you, and that's why you have changed your opinion. What do you have to say to that?
The day I say something you don't like, you block me, bro, fuck you.
Hey, you guys. So I am back, and we finna get into some shit because something big has dropped over Christmas Day yesterday. And that was with Armon Wiggins and Milagro Gramz of MobRadio. Now, the people that follow me and know me and that's been following me on my platforms for a couple of months to a couple of years, y'all know that I'm a big Armon Wiggins fan. I have talked to him on Twitter. We've been on Twitter Spaces before. We had exchanged conversations, and he is a very down-to-earth guy. Y'all know that I listen to Milagro Gramz. I follow her show, MobRadio, on Station Head and also on YouTube. And you guys, they have dropped a conversation that they had over the weekend together. So as you guys know, they have been following the Tory Lanez trial, and they were there covering it live. They were in the courthouse during the trial. So let's get into it, you guys. So over the past couple of weeks, Milagro and Armon have been covering the Tory Lanez trial, and they've been doing a very good job at it. It's very something different for them because, you know, they usually, Armon covers celebrity news, so it's not too far off from him, but it was new to see him in a journalist position, and actually boots on the ground in the field covering something live and going live with us and letting us know what's been going on from the inside of the courts. And Milagro, she's been covering it too, but they on polar opposite ends of it. So Milagro is close to the family, Tory Lanez family. She has did a interview with Tory's dad a couple of years back when the shooting actually happened, and she interviewed his dad. That interview did very good numbers, and I never thought she would have got out of that umbrella and explore more things. She's usually just on YouTube talking about, you know, she is a Nicki Minaj stan page, I feel. And she pretty much just covers national news. She is a cultural commentator, as she like to call herself. She reports what's happening in the hip hop culture, which she's really good at it. She has strong points, strong views, but sometimes she could be very biased on who she's talking about. And as you guys know, there's been this thing going around on Twitter with Milagro that she took money to become a Nicki Minaj stan page, and that she covers nothing but positive for Nicki Minaj and nothing but the negative for Cardi B. So getting into, they sit down, they're talking about the case and what they seen from inside the courtroom. Armon feels like Tory did that shit, and he shouldn't have to do as much time, but he should do some time, only because Tory has this little man syndrome, this tough guy thing going on, that he feels like he just run around. He's a powerful black young man with money, and he feels that Tory Lanez has a big head and he just crashed and burned, right? So he feels like he should do some time, but 20 years for something that wasn't even proven, he feels like that's just insane. And as we know, I advocate for black men. I don't feel like the prison system is nothing good for a black man. I feel like that is just a lose. And he shouldn't have to go to jail for 20 plus years from a case from a bitch lying on him, pretty much. I feel like the bitch lied. There's too many loopholes. She changed her story too many times, but that's for a separate thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a Megan Thee Stallion fan. I'm just covering what went down this weekend. And on Milagro's end, she feels like Tory is innocent. She feels like he has nothing to do with that. She feels like Kelsey is the one that shot Meg, but Tory's a real nigga. It's not saying nothing and is covering for Kelsey, and she's riding by him, and as she should. I mean, she's far. She feel like she's part of the family, so and that's her brother. She said she's gonna stand by her brother, which I feel her. If I don't feel like my brother is guilty of something and we have a close rapport, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna report the actual facts of what's going on. And I actually believe that Milagro Gramz of MobRadio has true insight of what happened on Tori's end, just because she worked so closely with the family. I feel like she knows more than what Armon knows, because Armon's on the media side. She's more so on the family inside with the family. So she talks directly with the family. So I feel like she knows more. But again, she's not going to indulge and tell, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. So they was covering that, had a conversation about that. And when they got to the point to where they was talking about white media and black media, I feel like they are doing such a great job with being part of the new black media and being able to sit in front of the white media and cover what's been going on. And they're able to come back to us as black people and really tell us what's going on from both ends. Neither are biased. They both have the facts. What the facts is what the facts is, and what's not is just what's not. And I feel like they did a really good job covering the case. And even though they have separate opinions on the case and of Tory and Megan, I feel like they did a very good job covering without being biased. You know what I'm saying? They got into talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj because, as you guys know, um, he is a Barb, but he's not a kiss ass Barb. He does not suck and blow farts out of Nicki Minaj ass because, you know what I'm saying, she has some type of fan base. He's not one of those. He's a realistic Barb. He thinks logical, and he does everything that she does. He does not feel. Versus Milagro, she is a new Barb because she wasn't at first, but she feels like there's no wrong that Nicki Minaj do. She is an ass kisser. I love Milagro. I listen to her, but I do feel like when she be covering news when it comes to Nicki Minaj, she tends to overlook the bullshit that's going on with Nicki and only report the positive of her. Versus when she's covering Cardi B, there's like a hate there. And well, you can't say hate because like she said, she have to like her to hate her if she doesn't know her. So there's a disrespect there that she has for her. And she does cover some the good of Cardi B, but it's always a, you know what I'm saying, an underlying tone with that. She will report the positive, but then she'll also throw in the negative. Be like, oh, what about this when she tweeted back in 2008 calling black women roaches? You know what I'm saying? Milagro does underhand shit when it comes to the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B reporting. She doesn't report the facts or anything. What she sees is what she rolls with on Cardi B instead of fact checking. And when it comes to Nicki Minaj, she overlooks the bullshit and she doesn't fact check anything, and she just goes with whatever bar page is posting at that time. So they had a conversation about that. And Armand asked her if it would there ever come a time where she could be unbiased and just give a full report on Cardi without throwing shade or slugging her or relating her to anything that got to do with Nicki Minaj reporting. And she could not answer that. You know what I'm saying? Milagro tried any and everything to dance around that question, and she tried hard not to answer it. And when she did answer it, it was the underhand shade, like I will only apologize if she apologized to me type thing. And it's like, what does Cardi B need to apologize for you for? She doesn't know you, and you're a blogger, but you're only blogging the bullshit that's on the internet. You never blog none of the positive that she does. And on the other hand, with Armon, he feels like when he was reporting on Nicki Minaj and showing her love and reporting the good stuff, he was overlooked. But until the day when he had an opposite opinion from all the other blog pages, he was blocked because he didn't roll with what everybody else was saying. So whenever I report the negative, you block me. But when I'm reporting the good on you and giving your accolades and kissing your ass, you overlook me and you act like you don't see me. So I understand that too, but I'm not on either or side. I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan. I'm not a stan page. Like, I like Nicki Minaj for her fashion and her podcast. I don't really care for Nicki Minaj as the artist. I like Nicki the entertainer. I even like her acting, even though she sucks at acting. I like her acting. I like seeing her in movies. I like listening to her Queen Radio. I don't really care for her as a musician. That's just me. And with Cardi B, I love Cardi. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to her. We're the same age. I can relate to her. And Cardi B, there's not really much that I feel like she could stay off the internet, you know what I'm saying? Not get baited into so many arguments and letting that street girl come out. I feel like once you get to a certain status, you can overlook certain shit. But I understand when it comes to your family, your kids, you're gonna speak up. But I feel like Cardi B she can really overlook a lot of that bullshit that be on the internet that be getting her in trouble. And so that's with that. But on to they was talking about filters and people feeling like Milagro be using filters and she don't look the way she does. Milagro actually looks the way she looks. She's not an ugly girl. She's very pretty. She's a thicker black girl. You know what I'm saying? She's thick. She's from Houston. She's a thicker stacked female. You know what I'm saying? She do use filters, and I can't blame her because I use my filters too. Like when I find a filter that I like, I will use it too. It smoothens your skin out. It gives you, a nice lip, a nice little eyelash. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use my filter, so I feel her on that. I don't go fuck. It's different from face tuning and using a filter. You know what I'm saying? And there's a big difference on that. And they really got into a good conversation. Like, I love both of them for just them being black journalists, black media outlets, cultural commentators. I really like that about them. Milagro is a real raw bitch. And I fuck with her because she's gonna give it how she feels. She's not gonna sugarcoat, even though her opinion might be a lot stronger than others, but she's not for everyone. But she gives you that around the way girl, your cousin, you know what I'm saying? One of your she's like, she gives me my mama type vibe. Like, she's very outspoken. It's what it is type shit, and she don't give a fuck. It's like, that's her. I really like a female like that. She's around the way, on the street, like on the corner type female. Like, she give you y'all on the porch kicking it, just talking shit, shooting the ones, and she gives you that. She's that type of female. And I really like that they sat down and had the conversation, because there was a time where Milagro and Armon was beefing on YouTube. They was beefing, and it was really small, but the fan base between YouTubers can become a bit much and cause a rift in it. And I remember seeing Armon and Millie on a panel. I forgot what it was, but I think this was around Armon getting into it with Tasha K, and they was on Wiley's show or something like that. I can't remember, but they was on a panel talking. And he jumped on the panel. He was like, "Hey, Milagro, I don't know why you talk. Like, why you not talking? Hey, girl." And she was like, "Hey." Like, but you know what I'm saying? Armon gives a lot. And you know what I'm saying? She had her weed. He had his liquor. They talked for about 2 hours. And in the show, you could tell it was getting spicy, because y'all know, if y'all watch Armon, when he drinks, he's something. He gets into some things, and he's very passionate about whatever he's talking about. So he can become loud and passionate. He's serving, you know what I'm saying? Armon is a gay male. He's serving, but he's not nothing to play with. Okay, he's what it is. He gives it to you. He was serving. Their looks that they had when they was in the courtroom was giving. Armon was dressed down, honey, in a cream and brown suit. That suit was so motherfucking yummy. He looked so good. It complimented his brown skin, and he had on a red suit. It was cute. Armon had on. I'm telling y'all gotta go back and look on Armon's page. Like, he was dressed down to the T. Like, he really was a journalist out there reporting on some real shit for us, like for the people. And Milagro, she had on her dresses, her makeup. I really liked her white piece number that she had on, this white turtleneck dress. That was really cute. And she had like this black dress. Those were my favorite two looks from her. But Armon, he can really give, like, his looks was eating. Like, Armon's that guy. Don't play with Armon. So that's just what I was really on. I was watching it. They talked for about 2 hours. It was a really good sit down. I really enjoyed it. I watched it through and through. I had to pause through it because, I was, being a mommy, doing mommy stuff. But it was a good conversation. They really got into some things. It's good seeing people that's on two different spectrums having a conversation about, topics and controversial things that's happening right now without having to, like, fall out. They had like a real conversation, you know what I'm saying, with the Tory Lanes. One feel like he's guilty, one feels like they don't. They had a conversation, they came to an agreement, they moved on. Fan base, you know what I'm saying? Armon's part of the Cardi B fan base. Milagro is part of the Nicki Minaj fan base. You know what I'm saying? They was able to get a conversation. It got kind of heated because Armon feels like he feels like Milagro is delusional. And she is, because Nicki Minaj is the type of bitch that would throw a rock and hide her hand. She will use people to do her dirty work. The motherfucking Barb. She will use them to do her dirty work. She is a bully. But Milagro, she's delusional. She sees it, but she's delusional, which is why people were saying that she chose the money over being a real journalist, and just she's using that bar Nicki Minaj fan base to catapult her career. And in a way it has, because before she became part of the Barbs, she had an opposite opinion of Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? When her whole thing with her husband came out about her husband being a rapist, you know what I'm saying? But as a lot of people, they had their opinions on it because, you know what I'm saying, why the fuck? Why would you, as this multi-million-dollar woman, you built your career from the ground. Like, you are that bitch. Why would you settle for a man that has this on his background? That's Armon's thinking. But Milagro had her thinking, like, just because she is this woman with this certain status don't mean she's not deserving of the type of man that she has. It was already written in stone. What was sent to her is for her, type of shit. So she was saying that, you know what I'm saying, what God sent her was meant for Nicki Minaj. This might have been the man that God sent for Nicki Minaj for her to have. And so this baby came about, this was it. This is who she's supposed to be with. So I understand that too. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, I know women out here that don't really care what's on a man's background. They feel like that doesn't matter, and they see potential in that man, and they feel like she can get past that and that may become better. So, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is with different chicks. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't feel comfortable being with a man that has registered sex offender on his, on the sheet. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But you know what I'm saying? Most females do. And that's another story for that. But you know what I'm saying? They had a really, really good conversation, and I really enjoyed it. I hope they do more sit downs and conversations later on in the future. They went over the whole mentoring thing because, as y'all know, Milagro works with Ra Ali, and Armon has worked with multiple different people, Tasha K, Jason Lee, and T.S. Madison. And y'all seen that unfold on the internet, to where Armon had his fallouts with each mentor. He felt like since he's the oldest sibling in his family, he was looking for his big sibling to mentor him and teach him, you know what I'm saying, someone he can look up to, which I understand. Being the oldest sibling in your family and you not having nobody to look up to, that becomes draining. Like sometimes you want to take the back seat and let somebody lead you type shit. So I understood what he was looking for in a mentor. It just didn't happen that way because the type of person he is very strong. He's very passionate. He has spunk, charisma. Armon is the type that whatever's gonna get his his platform is gonna take off because how hard he works. He doesn't really need a mentor, and I hope that he really sees that and really run with it. Like ever since he started this whole hashtag no mentor movement, his career has been taking off, and I feel like all them other people was really holding him back. Like if y'all see Jason Lee now and Tasha K, their platforms is not really going nowhere. Like it's kind of stagnant, and he's running past these people, and I hope he sees that and keeps pushing forward with his podcast because I've been watching Armand since he was on YouTube, and that was like back in like 2014, 2013 when he was recording live from a secret location. He was that guy, brand new, just new to the media, social media, all that. He was very new, didn't know what he was doing at that time. He was covering um the murders of trans women and the community. He was covering that and bringing awareness to the LGBT community and what was going on in his world. That's when I found him. So it's been a very long time, and I see the progress that he made from just being in his mom's house in the garage recording to now having this major platform and it's taking off, and he's actually in like interviewing celebrities, he's in the parties, he's networking. He has really like put his foot in the mud and stamped his ground, made his mark in the industry. So yeah, I really love Armand, and I'm glad that they had this sit down. I'm looking forward to see what Milagro do. I haven't really followed her that long, but I've been following her for about like a year now, maybe 2 years now. So I haven't seen what she's done so far, but I'm hoping she gets hope this catapults too with her being able to experience real journalism, and it's something new to her because this is what she does not do. And I hope she takes it and learns from it and run from it and just go. So that was that, y'all. And y'all can go see the conversation on YouTube on Armon Wiggins' page. It is titled Milagro Gramz Talks, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. So it's on Armon Wiggins' show. I will tag it. Make sure I go over there, like and share it. Go to his Instagram page. Tell him that Hoya sent you. Tag me under his comments so y'all know. And I'm telling you, it's a really, really good conversation. They really got into some shit, and it is really interesting because once Armand got a little drink in his system, it got real interesting. So yeah, you guys, this is episode 10, and follow me, you guys. Thanks for tapping in, and I will see y'all guys later. Bye.